Hey, AFTERBUZZ TV, we're doing the crowded after show right now. We'll be breaking down Season 1, Episode 13, Come Back. We're talking about sleeping on the kitchen counter, recovering from a hangover, mung bean wine, and everybody, it is Dani Golub's birthday! Look at this! It's the series finale of Crowded. Let's do this!
You're tuning into the destination for TV superfan discussion, AFTERBUZZ TV. And now, let the buzz begin!
Look at that, yes! As always, we've got Flo Rida playing, we've got donuts in our hands. Look at this, Abby Vega is saving all the best dance moves to the very last episode here of the Crowded After Show.
She's whipping out the Abby.
Look at that. Welcome everybody to AFTERBUZZ TV's Crowded After Show. Look at that, we'll be breaking down the last episode of Season 1, as well as the series finale of Crowded, Come Back. I'm your host, Frank Moran. You can follow me on Twitter at HappyGoJackie. To my immediate left, we've got the birthday girl herself, Dani Golub.
Hi, everyone. My name's Dani. You can find me on Twitter and Instagram at Dani Golub.
And rounding out the panel, the lady who brought these fantastic donuts to help celebrate Dani's birthday, Abby Vega.
Hello, everyone. I don't know why I had this idea to awkwardly all hold donuts,
but I'm covered in fat.
But we are.
There you go.
I'm Abby Vega. You can find me on Twitter and Instagram at _ Abby Vega.
That's right. We all
this is Frank's like fourth donut.
That's right. This is terrible.
Literally.
Yes. What is this?
He stuffed a Long John into his mouth in one bite.
I've never seen anything like it. Check us out on our AFTERBUZZ TV Instagram so you can see it. It was epic.
It was so epic. It was like a cartoon.
So awesome. It was pretty awesome.
Cheers. Let's do a quick cheers, everybody.
Oh, you got the jelly filled. I don't like that. I'm kind of nervous about this. It's orange.
No, you eat it. Eat it.
Mmm.
What does it taste like, Abby?
I don't know if I'm into it.
Ooh. Yeah, what is it? I don't think I want to try. Is it carrot?
Grape.
It's not carrot.
It's carrot. Okay.
Carrot donuts.
I'm not into it.
You're not in.
It's like orangey.
All right.
It's like should be a popsicle
On my face for the entire time.
All right.
You like your jelly filled, though, I see.
Well, I guess, I've
That
eaten
is
part of
literally
this donut,
Frank's
so
fifth donut.
there you go. Yep, this is...
One of that didn't count because it was only in one bite, so that one doesn't count.
That's true. I'm not sleeping tonight, guys. I'm going to be riding this jelly donut high
You're
all
gonna
the
have
way.
a sugar high.
Fantastic. So, it is sadly the series finale of Crowded. Yes, a one and done, as I like to say in the biz.
Is that what they have to say?
I think it's unfortunately more common than not.
Yes, that's
Sadly,
true.
yes.
For sitcoms, that's sadly the nature of this beast.
No, it's not like it was back in the 80s and 90s where a series could get a couple seasons to kind of get its legs and kind of build an audience, like
It's all
Seinfeld
about
or
the
Cheers.
big bucks now.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
They don't I feel like networks don't give so many shows a chance at all
Yeah, and
anymore.
actually, it's unfortunate because the last few episodes of this show have really been my favorite. Like, you saw me watching last week, I loved that. And this episode was like, my favorite thing about sitcoms is when everyone kind of comes into one place unexpectedly. They do that in Modern Family all the time, like in their Las Vegas episode. Like, that was what this was, and it finally gave us what I feel like we're looking for in this show, but it was too late for the critics and
I feel like networks and stuff are now expecting everything to be like the next Game of Thrones or the next Office or the next Modern Family, like right away. And they forget that.
If you watch The Office, the first two seasons are like kind of hard to get into. Same with Parks and Rec was similar. I mean, Parks was almost canceled like every season it was on air, but I mean, I think that they are not letting a show like develop into
not at
what
all.
it is, rather than comparing it to like ratings of the past, when even stuff like Seinfeld or The Office or Friends, like that was in a really different time when it wasn't competing with itself on Hulu and Netflix. So it's, I don't know, I sometimes think shows like this get the short end of the stick.
And it was a little bit different from NBC's traditional comic fare, at least for the last several years, where it was more like single camera comedy.
This was multicam with a laugh track or like the live audience and everything. So it was really different. Maybe I thought that it would kind of get picked up for longer because of that.
Yeah, and I don't think its time slot, Sunday nights at 9:30, was necessarily
that
helping
killed
it.
it.
No,
I think it's more of like a Thursday night show, or like more. I mean, Sundays are really hard.
really.
Yeah, or even if it was like counter programming to ABC's TGIF lineup, like Last Man Standing, things like that.
Even if it was right after Little Big Shots on NBC, got that rather than Carmichael, because Carmichael's got like a lot of more serious like undertones, I think, than this show. So even if it backed up to that, because that show got crazy good ratings for Sunday.
Yeah.
So if it had backed up to that, I even think it would have done better, because people, they lose this audience at a certain time on Sunday nights,
Very true. So here, let's break down. We'll treat this last episode like we've done every episode. We'll break it all down, and Abby will sing at various points throughout the show. I'm just making that up.
Okay, I mean, I will.
Abby's never done that.
If you want to hear me sing, I will.
She's been waiting for that moment, everybody.
Yes. Big break.
This is it. Go, Abby. No, just kidding. All right. So
was about to break out.
This episode, we start off. We see Stella, and they come. Mike and Martina come down, and they see Stella passed out on the kitchen counter, smelling like gin. In all your wildest times ever being inebriated, have you ever passed out in the house and your parents have found you?
No.
We were saying it's so unrealistic to pass out on the counter
and not wake up when everyone's having a full-blown conversation around you.
Yeah, because I feel like the morning after drinking, you wake up at the drop of the hat.
Because you're not in like a real sleep.
Exactly. So that was very unrealistic. But it's Stella.
But Stella plays hard, man.
Work hard, play hard. Even though just play hard, I think.
Play hard, play harder. That's right.
They're working now.
Yeah. So, of course, Mike and Martina, they feel like, we've made them our friends. This is terrible. We're really losing control here. All of a sudden, Bob and Alice come over and say, hey, guess what? Well, is she dead first? Nope. Okay, she's okay. Well, guess what? We're leaving. We're going to this cabin. We're going to have a little romantic getaway. And then, of course, Alice's sister calls up Rhonda and says, oh, my gosh, my boyfriend's cheating on me. I'm going to go burn down his house.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Yes.
I love Alex's reactions to things. She always has like a really intense reaction, and I love that.
What we're going to get into a little bit of your love lives right here. So if a relationship has ended, what has been the meanest thing you've ever done to retaliate against somebody? I feel like, Abby, you've got dark secrets.
No.
I see that look on your face.
I've never done anything to retaliate. I feel like
Have you held on? Okay, have you held on to somebody's stuff and you're like, I'm not going to give it back. It's mine now.
No.
No? Well,
I usually make them have a really long conversation with me. I think that's torture enough.
Yeah, that's the torture, exactly.
I think that's probably hated more than anything I could do. Let's sit and like really dig into this.
Let's talk about it.
This.
Yeah.
So what do we, like an hour? 2 hours?
Oh, days. I'm kidding. It's more like, it's never like, you have to really just let that marinate, and it takes time.
Yeah.
Well, so now Bob's going to go alone to the cabin, but Mike says, hey, guess what? That cabin's full of spiders. Bob hates spiders, so he's not going to go. Planned by Mike to say, hey, Martina, why don't we use that as a little weekend getaway? Get away from these girls. Not a bad idea. Smart thinking. Yeah. We're going to leave them. We're not even going to tell them where we are. We're going to just let them fend for themselves, which shouldn't be like that much of a stretch. They're two adults.
Yeah.
Yes.
I mean, I can understand like maybe two teenagers like, all right, trying to fend for themselves, but they've gone to college.
That's what I was
thinking.
They've been
out in the world,
I was like, they've been at college for 4 years
they
by
were
themselves.
somehow able to function doing that.
Could they not get gas while they were at college?
Oh, that was annoying. Like
that was annoying.
I mean, like, what they've evolved since they've been back. We don't know how to do anything.
I know.
Oh, that's so terrible. So they take off, and then, of course, Shea walks down the next morning, wakes up Stella.
Yeah, and this is the best line of the entire episode.
Yes.
She wakes Stella up, and Stella goes, bitch, I will cut you.
I know. We were laughing out loud at that.
That was really funny. Just her reaction. She goes, oh, it's you. Hi. It was just like a great reaction. Like, that was her first thought. I can only imagine what she was doing the night before.
Yeah.
That was what she woke up saying.
Well, actually, as we're talking about watching this is the first time a little inside baseball for all you crowded viewers, the after show viewers. First time the three of us have ever watched the show together.
It is. And the first and last.
Abby does another show right before this.
Yeah, and always decided to go and watch it without us,
Yeah.
And then she'd sit there and just, spoil it for us as we were watching it.
Whatever.
So Martina, though, can't just leave her girls. Can't just leave her girls without telling them where they're going. Leaves them a little note. Says, in case of emergency, read this letter. But if not, everything's fine.
Yes.
But then, and then we hear something. Well, all of a sudden, first they want to have coffee, and they don't know how to make coffee.
So they were going to go to Starbucks.
Oh, so
classic solution to their problem.
Of course. Which at least that was good.
Yeah.
But then they hear a noise in the basement.
I totally am.
Yeah, we were both saying we relate to this 100%. I am the most paranoid person if I'm home alone. I get so scared.
Me too. I sleep with like a baseball bat next to my bed. I swear, and I live in like the suburbs with my parents, but like they're actually already leaving town in like a month to go visit my sister in college, and I'm like already trying to plan who's gonna come stay with me for the night because I like can't. I have a dog too. Like I think that maybe he would protect me, but I hear everything. I can never sleep. I can't.
Honestly, the other day I was home and I was taking a shower and I heard a noise and I freaked out so much. I jumped out real quick, ran to grab my phone, locked the bathroom door because I'm like, if I'm in the shower when the intruder comes in and I don't have a phone to call the police, then I'm screwed. So I literally like beelined out and then like had my phone and locked the bathroom door. No one was in the house, clearly, but I had to be careful.
Yeah, I'm always like that.
Yeah, I get so scared.
So I get them wanting to leave.
But what I'm disappointed is that there was never any sort of payoff for this. I mean, we just hear
we never found out what it was. Yeah. It must have been like an animal or something.
Yeah.
You know, I think that's what they probably, like a raccoon. No, sometimes like I had a friend who had like a squirrels that would run around the roof of the house, and so like that always sounded like someone was up there, but it was just squirrels. So I'm sure I think it was probably nothing because they don't bring it back up. I think that's what we're supposed to assume safely as an audience, but I don't know.
Yeah. So we follow Mike and Martina. They get to the cabin. Oh, it's time to have, be a little sexy. Like they want to do stuff like, as Mike says, well, let's do new things, sexy things, birthday things.
Is it someone's birthday?
No,
I
but
think
it's like
just
the
like
idea.
celebrate
I think they're
it's a
celebrating
birthday.
my birthday.
Yeah, where it's like, but on your birthday, they're celebrating Danny's birthday. So what sexy things that Danny likes to do on her birthday.
Me, Mike and Martina.
Yeah, that's right.
Group.
She clutches her baseball bat. It's very sexy.
As a warning all intruders. I have
Don't mess with her.
weapons.
So they're about to get a little freaky, and then all of a sudden, who comes into the door? It's Mike's mom.
I was shocked.
Yeah, it was great to see Danny's reaction when this happened.
I literally was, everyone around us was like, this girl needs to be quiet. I was shocked. It was
you
so
made some
early
weird noise.
in the
Some weird
episode.
noise came out of
I
you.
think I choked on a donut. But seriously, I did not expect it to happen this early in the episode.
It was interesting for all like the sort of build-up it's been having this whole season.
Yeah, and then she was just like, hey, I'm here.
Yeah.
You know, I was like expecting a big entry, a big reveal, him like planning to see her somewhere, but it was kind of just like she walked in the door. He just said, Mom. I mean, I'm almost like surprised he recognized her because apparently she left when he was really little.
Like when 7,
and like she must look very different 40 years later, So I just was, that's crazy.
She wasn't what I was expecting of a lady.
I thought she was gonna. I don't know what I thought.
She was like on drugs.
As Danny said, like
did.
she said that she did not look the same as she did from the
No.
back when she
The
was
woman
kind
from
of
the
featured.
back was brunette and she had like straight hair. It looked like someone like very like, tight knit and
Yeah, that's what I thought.
and like she was in like a nice car.
That's what I was thinking. The
It was
car
like a
she was
Mercedes
driving.
or something with like GPS and touchscreen, and so I kind of was like, oh, maybe she's like some big businesswoman or something, and that's why she left. But we got like a total hippie, like which is cool. But I just was like, a little thrown off by
fugitive.
that.
She's a fugitive.
Yeah, I mean, given what her life is like, that is, and looking back on it, that's a really nice car for somebody in her state.
Yeah. So I think that there's a little bit of a plot hole there, but
Yeah, whatever.
we'll let that slide.
And it seems really because I'm trying to figure out. So Mike, the last time we saw her when he was 7 years old, but I guess he must have like contacted her or somewhere along the line because she knows who Martina is.
When she said Martina, I was so confused. She knew she had granddaughters.
Yeah.
Yes.
But apparently they hadn't talked in 40 years, and so maybe Bob had like briefly updated her at one point.
But
or
I felt
another.
like Bob hadn't talked to her either.
I mean, we kind of find out later why she did what she did. So maybe like when he got married and had kids, Bob would just like send her a note. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I don't know, but not even where would you even send that to in her situation? Like I don't know.
Yeah, I
Seems
don't know.
very weird. Yeah.
It was weird.
So so of course, like any good mom, you bring a little bit of wine with you to, because you want to do, it's like a housewarming, so you want to bring something with you. She brings some mung bean wine. That does
Gross.
not sound at all.
Appetizing.
Sounds like it smells.
No.
It sounds like a fungus.
And she's all about
gross.
reading your auras, wanting to work with your
Yeah,
chakras.
she actually said something really funny. I have a lot of friends that are like really into goddess cards and like that kind of stuff. She goes, "Oh my goddess," instead of "Oh my goodness," which I thought made me laugh. That was a funny line. Whoever wrote that, props.
I didn't even catch on to that.
I caught it because it was funny, but I just thought that was a cute little thing she said.
The actor David Carradine, I had a chance to work with him on a project, and he was married to we were doing a makeover of his then wife, who they're no longer together, of course, but she was into Reiki. And so she did a healing of him right there on the couch in their home to kind of demonstrate what she does. And you knew he did not believe any of this word for a second, but he liked that she was hot. And so he was just going to go along with anything she said, just so that, like, all right, whatever it's going to do, just so you will come into bed with me. I will
gosh.
believe whatever you're
That's
going
such
to
a
say.
boy thing.
That
I'm sorry.
is.
Like girls are like, I would date someone who I didn't like the way they looked because I like their personality, but that's like so the opposite. It's like
So true.
he's like just likes the way that she looks, so he didn't really care that she was a little off. But
Danny says that now, but before the show, she was just checking out this guy's
Okay.
Instagram.
We're not
with
gonna
his
talk
little
about that.
Speedos. Yeah,
We're not talking
gotcha.
about that anymore.
Frank will throw you under the bus. He has no
Throws
shame.
us every time. Never check anything in front of him again. Enough out of you.
I'm actually dying. That's so funny.
All right, so moving on.
Yes, okay, gotcha.
Let's
There
just
you go.
say, let me just interject really quickly while we're on this topic. This family talks about sex with
They
each other
do.
too much. Bob's ex-wife, Linda, who is Mike's mom, goes, I just wanted to let you know that your father has the most beautiful penis I've ever seen.
I was like,
go,
what?
What? You do not say that to
And
your
you
child.
haven't seen him in. That's what you're gonna say.
Who says that? What kind of parent says that to their child? This family is oddly open about their sexuality with each other. Like, I understand like being comfortable and talking about things like that, but like that's all they talk about.
Yeah.
Do you? Because I have to think. I can never think of any time either my mom and stepdad or my dad and my stepmom. They've never.
No, that's kind of like
Yeah.
we know that that's off limits kind of thing. Like,
Yeah.
this is inappropriate. Like, I just think that that's weird. Ew. I can't. That was just a really weird line, and yeah. I mean, they're step siblings. We don't even know what's happening with that. Them together. And
Yeah.
there's too much of this in this show, and everyone just kind of is like cool with it. But I wonder if other audience members that also watch this show
Yeah.
are just like screaming at the TV like I am. I'm just like, what?
Yeah, it was a little over the top
Yes.
with some of the comments.
One other thing regarding Shea and Stella is before they leave to take off to the cabin because they're so frightened about the noises in the house, is that they're talking about something they're working on called Operation Project.
Right.
So we don't know what that exactly
And it
is.
kept getting cut off right before they say what it is.
Yes.
Yeah.
So we know that's kind of floating in the air. So so they make it up to the cabin. Of course, Martina doesn't want to tell Mike that, hey, I told the girls where they were, so go hide.
It was a bunch
in
of
the
room
guest
shuffling.
Yeah.
Bunch of room, yeah.
Because then Linda was in a room and Bob came, and so they all kind of like were just bouncing around this house trying
to avoid each other.
Martina was like playing chess with all of them, like
Yeah.
moving
Yes.
them each into different rooms because she was the only one that knew who everyone was there because she was trying to hide it from
Yeah.
Bob and Mike. And
Yeah.
And I do like that Mike kind of talks not horribly, but, just kind of mildly disparaging about the girls. And they're in the closet overhearing this.
Oh, yeah.
And yet they feel like, they're like, yep, that's probably true. And Stella's actually like, yeah,
I
that
sound
really
fun.
I love Stella. Like
I know
still,
she really cracked
I
me up in
still
this
can't get
episode
enough.
too.
I'm like bummed we don't get more of her because I think I mean when we met Mia, she said that wasn't really her, but she played that character so
did.
well.
So we have Linda at night crawls into bed with Bob, trying to rekindle that romance.
Which was weird
But
too.
she knows about his wife.
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
I can't.
Because Alice then walks in.
That was
Then she asked her to join.
Yes, little
This
three-way.
family.
All about that. I do like Alice's reaction, though.
She's like, oh hell no. She's like, honey, hold my earrings. She's like, and I loved her reaction. She was really funny.
And everybody comes together. They meet right there. And we find out the reason that Linda, even though she wants to get back in everybody's lives, the reason she can't is that back when she was young, she got involved with some questionable people, did something that was kind of, she was protesting and did something, as she says, kind of treasonish.
She should have gone to jail.
Yes, and instead of going to jail, she fled. She did not want to own up to what she'd done.
Right.
So she does say that, Mike, I want to make an effort for this. I'm willing to go and turn myself in the morning, and then when I get out, maybe we can have a fresh
Oh
start.
yeah, and we all knew she was gonna be gone.
Yeah, we knew she was going to be gone.
No
the next
question.
morning.
That was pretty predictable.
And she left a note, and we don't get to know what was in the note to Mike, which
No.
I'm interested in because Mike said he wasn't ready to read it yet, and I think that probably would have been like a season 2
Oh,
thing.
yeah, for sure.
Like finding
Yeah.
out what was in there and how how that would unfold. Unfortunately, we'll never know.
No, but I guess the one thing it does give Mike and Bob a chance to kind of get a little closer. Bob finally kind of saying out loud that he does love Mike, something
Yeah.
that he hasn't done this whole season. They've kind of shown more of a, I'm going to show I love you by really kind of being hard on you and criticizing
Right.
you.
Yeah, I thought it was a really sweet conversation. I liked to see that, and then they
Nice.
still and it wrapped full circle to how their relationship really is. But it had that sweet moment in the middle, and then it ended with how we've seen them all season, which I liked how they did that.
Yeah. And then we find out they're back home, and Mike and Martina says, hey, we got to figure out something to do. So even if the girls are still here, because they're probably never going to leave, because they've only regressed emotionally and mentally since they've been living with
Apparently,
us.
they don't have jobs, which I thought that they did.
Yeah, but they said like, "Hey, let's find our own little home away from home."
Yeah.
and they make the shack.
Yeah, great call by you.
And then
go.
I called the next thing.
Yeah.
Who
Yes.
knew? I was like, they're probably gonna be like smoking weed or something in the shed, aren't they? Next thing we know, they open it. It's like
growing-
the freaking Pineapple Express.
Yes.
Like literally, like plants
Tons
them
of
on-
weed.
Yeah, like tons. Like they have a full like growing dispensary
Oh, yeah.
situation
They just do-
happening.
and we find out that's what Operation Project is.
Yeah, I like how
We got
Stella
jobs.
goes, yeah, we got jobs, which I thought was very interesting because that's so unlike Stella. So I thought that was
Unlike Shea.
unlike Shea. My bad.
Yeah.
It's very unlike Shea. So I thought it was.
But I think it kind of reminded me of Breaking Bad, like the genius and
Oh, yeah.
you know what I mean? Like
is this possible? Let's see if we can
you
do
know
it.
what I mean? Like I feel like Shea was like the brains behind all of this, and like probably will like deal with all the money.
Oh,
like,
yeah.
And Stella's the one that's gonna get them the hookups. Like who's gonna buy from her?
Yeah,
you know?
for sure.
I mean, when Shea was running that company, she was very cutthroat when it came to business.
That was
so
so one of my
She
favorite.
also had all the pills, and
Yeah.
you know maybe she is in charge.
So that brings us to the end of Crowded, but because that is the last episode of the entire series, we'll just do one quick thing. If it had gone to a season 2, let's do a quick round of super fast predictions of where we thought the series would have gone.
I think we would have had some sort of conclusion/development between Shea and Ethan. I know he was going to Broadway and they kind of tied that up nicely, but like he wasn't going to stay there forever. Like when you do Broadway, you go do a show and then you are done. You know what I mean? Like I think with Broadway, it's like, you know, you do 8 weeks or something or 12 weeks and then your show's over. So I think like maybe he would have been gone for a few episodes but come back. Like, and I think that wasn't over because she did say like maybe another time.
Yeah.
You know, that's kind of how they the last thing they did. She goes like maybe at another time in another place. Like let's go celebrate right now.
Yeah, that's true.
So I think that like that they left that a little open for future development.
I think we maybe would have seen Stella, actually. We kind of saw her jumping around like with different hookups, but I think they might have maybe tried to get her some like a relationship and kind of show a different side to her, because I thought she was hysterical the whole season, but it was always kind of the same Stella. So I think maybe we would have seen a different side of her. And then I definitely think that we would have seen Mike and Martina making more of an effort to kind of get their alone time, because they struggled with that this entire season. So I think they would have found some sort of solution and getting away from everything.
I think they would have become drug kingpins. The whole family would have gotten involved with that. I mean, certainly Bob's got his connections with law enforcement, so he could keep them out of the.
It would be like Breaking Bad,
Yeah.
That's
literally.
it. Yep. And you know, we just see people getting killed, cut up.
Whoa.
So
Yeah.
if you want to know what happens in Crowded, just watch Breaking Bad.
That's
it will
right.
answer
Yeah,
all of your
exactly.
questions.
There you go. It would have taken a very dark turn. Very interesting dark turn in season 2.
Really dark turn.
Yes. So that brings us to the end. But before we wrap up, it is Dani Golub's birthday. So let's just, one big happy birthday to Dani.
Thank you.
Happy birthday,
To you.
Danny.
Look at that. Abby wanted to sing and she did it for this episode. Look at that.
Thank you.
We did it.
Ta-da.
So, folks, we hope you enjoyed breaking down this series as much as we did this season. Thanks so much for joining us as we broke down Crowded. Now, if you want to continue the conversation with us as we go on and cover various other shows here on AfterBuzz TV, Abby Vega, where can they find you?
You guys can find me on Twitter and Instagram at _Abby Vega.
And you can find me on Twitter and Instagram at Dani Golub.
You can find me taking a big, huge nap after eating all these donuts. You can also follow me on Twitter at HappyGoJackie. Thanks so much for sticking around with us. Follow us on a bunch of other AfterBuzz shows that we'll be doing. We'll see you, hopefully, together. Maybe we'll get reunited on another show.
Hopefully.
There you go. We'll see you again next time on AfterBuzz TV.
From executive producers Maria Menounos, Kevin Undergaro, Phil Svitek, and the entire AfterBuzz TV staff, we would like to thank you for listening to the AfterBuzz TV network. To watch or listen to other after shows and post comments or questions, be sure to visit AfterBuzzTV.com. I'm Sir Richard Wentworth, and this has been a presentation of AfterBuzz TV.
Buzz
you later.
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.